Hi, this is Ben Llewellyn. Today I'm comparing the Welsh language with the Romanian language. And I need to point out that the reason why I did this video is because of one of my Patreons, Kir, asked that I make a video comparing Romanian and Welsh. This isn't as detailed and in-depth as I would have liked. Maybe I will later. If some of you want a more detailed video comparing Romanian and Welsh, please let me know in the comments below. Before I get into this further, let's show you the days of the week, how they're different and how similar they are in these two languages. Lôn, dydd Llun, Martse, dydd Mawrth, Miercuri, dydd Mercher, Ioe, dydd Iau, Venere, dydd Gwener, Symbata, dydd Sadwrn, Dominica, dydd Sul. I want to give you some historical context and why these languages are different and how they're different. First of all, Romanian has a case system, meaning that the ends of things change according to the grammatical context of the sentence. Welsh doesn't, though it does have a mutation system, which means that the beginning of words change depending on the grammatical context of the sentences. And to understand that, you have to understand what happened in the time that they became Latinized and how that came to be. So in Britain's case, Rome invaded Britain in 43 AD. About 60 years later, it invaded Dacia, where Romania is today. And the way it conquered those two lands are very different. Britain was never completely conquered, mind, and neither was present-day Romania. The northern regions of both of those territories were never fully conquered. But the difference is that Romania, they put military camps in and settled them with thousands and thousands of colonists. Britain was a bit further away, over the sea in fact. And that was scary in those days. And the periphery of Britain was mountainous, whereas the center of Romania or Dacia was mountainous. And so you had the people, the native people, the tribes of Dacia were surrounded by Roman encampments. And on the other end, the Roman encampments in Britain were closer to the empire, and the native tribes pushed back to the fringes, the peninsulas. Dacia became Romanized much faster, and in fact Rome was not in Dacia for as long as it was in Britain, though they left far more lasting colonies in Dacia. Cystanwyddan, Castan, Fawyddan, Fag, Stejar, Derwen, Morkov, Moronen. Rome brought carrots into both of these regions, by the way. Sulcia, Heligan. These two words for willow look really different, but they're actually really similar because the history of the word in Welsh, most words beginning with H used to begin with S in Welsh, and this is one of those cases. Yedire, Eiddiorwg, Iorwg, Eiddiw, Trandafir, Rosin, Peen, Peen. In terms of how they're structured, in terms of the Latin influence upon the languages, these are almost mirror image opposites. They're on a journey, both of them, from being the native language to being fully Latinized, with Romanian Romanized, Latinized extensively, and Welsh deeply influenced by Latin. But the syntax and structure is Celtic, whereas Romanian is a Romance language, and Romanian is not a Celtic language. but there are some odd similarities with Welsh in the way that it absorbed Latin in a similar way. One of the most evident bits about these two languages being influenced by a military presence is the numbers. How do they count to 10? And I'll add some bits after that as well. Uno, in, doi, dua, dai, dui, tre, tri, tair, patru, pedwar, pedair. One thing that suggests that there's that pre-Roman substrat that influenced both is that letter P at the beginning of for in both languages. Chinchi, pimp. You wouldn't expect that C, that chinchi, to be there in the number 5 in Romanian, because they have that P at the beginning of for, like you would have in languages like, I think Lithuanian has that. And what that shows is that Romanian was on a shift from Dacian to Latin, and that it got quite far into Latin, but Welsh has P in both of those positions, so it was much less Latinized. Chasse, chwech, siapte, saith, opt, wyth, nua, now, zece, deg, duazece, ugain, suta, cant, mie, meal. I need to point out there's no one word for one in Romanian. It depends on the gender, and they have the indefinite article, which is the word a or an. Welsh, you don't have to worry about that. It has no indefinite article, so there's just one word for one. Vi, me, yo, ti, tu, ev, o, yev, he, ya, ni, noi, chi, voi, nu, ye. And for a group of women only, Romanian has, which Welsh doesn't, ie. I should note that one of the things that sets Romanian deeply apart from Welsh is that it has a lot of Turkish influence, which Welsh clearly does not. Let's look at some sentences. I chose some of these sentences, or shaped them, to give you an idea that there's an indo-European link between them. Un cor de corni canta de cantec triste in Maria mara de aur cana cor cun gan drist man mor maur air Ursula ranit ula brats a nafodd arth hi ar ei braich in granar fusese un galmagon. Be careful in a granar and buita. A vondut puna shung. Gwerthodd vara menin. Today's question: do you think that there is a common Celtic substrate within Romanian? Or do you think that this Dacian language is completely removed from Celtic? I mean, by Dacian, the pre-Romanian language. Do you think it's removed from Celtic entirely on the Indo-European tree? They're both Indo-European, but how close do you think the underlayers of Romanian are to Welsh? And do you think it's just a Latin commonality that we're seeing here? or do you think there's something else? Let me know down in the comments. Hey, diolch yn fawr o mwyl, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode next time.